I mean, why would the Lord give you a husband and you can't keep a boyfriend? All I'm saying is that God does not always give you what you pray for, but rather he gives you an hour what we are prepared for. In other words, it's not that God don't want you to have some stuff. He just don't want the stuff to have you. Yeah, y'all missed that. You see? Now, I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about your cousins and them. You know, come on. You know, most of folk really can't handle prosperity. Now, watch what I'm talking about. If you get a new pair of gators, you won't even speak to the rest of the folk. Sisters, you get some new hair weave and you can't talk to us no more. Lord have mercy. Some folk just can't handle prosperity. And you see, the more you get, the more you want. Now, that was the first reason why the Lord called this man a fool, because he could not handle prosperity. But then, and I'm almost through. The second reason why God called this man a fool, and I'm still right there in the text, is because, watch this, he failed to realize that when God blesses you, it becomes your duty to bless somebody else. Listen, watch it. You see, some folks are not blessed because they got to understand that in order to get a blessing, you got to first learn how to be a blessing. Lord have mercy. And some folks, their hands are so tight till nothing can get in and nothing can get out. Now watch this. They get all they can all they get, and then turn around and sit on the can. And y'all heard me say this many times before, amen, I love to watch the Animal Planet. And y'all heard me tell y'all the story, amen, about how they do in Africa, how a monkey is a very delicacy over there. And they love, but it's hard to catch a monkey. Yeah, it is. And they tried all they could to get the monkeys. And finally somebody got smart one day. And they said, you know what? The best way to get to a monkey is to find out what the monkey like to eat. And when you do your research on it, you find out that most monkeys are crazy about coconut seeds. And so the hunters, what they would do, they'd go out there and they build this mound. And at the base of the mound, they would fill the mound up with a bunch of coconut seeds. And they would finish shaping the mound, and they would put the mound up until just as barely enough where you can get your hand in. And the hunters would go back and they'd sit behind the tree. And bless God, here come the monkeys. And they come and they jump and put their hand down to get them out. Grab a great handful of seeds. And when the monkey see the hunters coming out there, the monkeys start going crazy trying to get their hand out of the mound, when all the monkeys got to do is let go some of the seeds. Lord have mercy. So in other words, he tells us that we got to understand that if we don't want God to call us a fool, we got to understand we got to learn to be a blessing to somebody else. Well, here's the third reason, and I'm going to let you go. The third reason why God called this man a fool is because, watch this. Now, the Lord already had prepped me and warned me today that there wasn't going to be too many amens on this fool sermon. Come on. Amen. But he said, watch this. Not only that he could not handle prosperity, not only did he fail to realize that it was his job to be a blessing to somebody else, but then the third thing is that this man failed to realize that everything he thought he owned wasn't his. Ooh, y'all missed your shout right there. You see, in other words, look at somebody and tell them it ain't yours. You see, some of you got relatives that have died and left you a home, and you got the deed in the shoebox under your bed, but guess what? It ain't yours. The Lord has blessed some of you to pay the last note on your car, and you finally got the title, but it ain't yours. I know I'm using some bad English and grammar today, but you all got to understand, amen, whether we got brand new suits on or whether they've been custom tailored or not, it ain't ours. Well, now this preacher been talking about it ain't ours. What is he talking about? Well, let me see if I can bring it home. The psalmist says in Psalm 24 verse 1, he says that the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell within. But what does that mean? Well, okay, I'm glad you asked. That means if the earth is the Lord's, meaning this global ball, that means the world means everything above the earth, in the earth, under the earth, they that dwell therein, meaning you and I, amen, all of us and our stuff, so-called stuff, belong to God. Now watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this. If it belongs to God, guess what? It ain't yours. I said it ain't yours. I said it ain't yours. Okay, let me say this, then I'm going to hurry to a close. Amen. You see, God made you and me to be more, and how he gives us is made us to be stewards to watch over his stuff. And the way he determines how to give you more is how you learn to appreciate what he's already gave you. Some of us are wishing for the wrong thing. Stop wishing for something that other folk got. Uh-oh. So it's quiet. Amen, lights. You're saying, I wish I had her man. But you don't know the beating she's been taking trying to stay in the house with the rascal. You wish you had his Mercedes-Benz, but you don't know the hell he's catching trying to pay the notes. God left you and me in charge of watching over his stuff. So we ought to have the right to whom the stuff is issued to. I know I told y'all 3 reasons, but I can't leave it alone. There's one more. There's one more. There's one more. It wouldn't be right for me to let you go without telling you the last one. Here's the last one. He could not handle prosperity. He failed to learn that he was to be a blessing to somebody else. Number 3, he failed to realize that the stuff he got wasn't his. But now watch this, and I promise you I'm coming home. Watch this. The 4th reason and final reason why God called this man a fool is because this man failed to put God first. Lord have mercy. You know, isn't it strange how God becomes secondary in our agendas? Lord have mercy. Now watch this. But I heard that this rich man had started celebrating a little bit too soon. You see, if you don't mind the day, I like to bring this story to contemporary terms. Listen, one night the man was sitting down in his lazy boy chair. And while sitting there came a strange knock on the door. And I heard God saying, now, fool, this night, your soul is required of thee. And I can hear this man saying, okay, Lord, but then let me go and get my suitcase. But God said, thy fool, where you going, you ain't going to need no suitcase. Now, fool, this night, your soul is required of thee. As I leave you here, I want to tell you that everything that you own, it belongs to the Lord. That dress you're saving for a special occasion, sister, you might as well go on and wear it to church sometime because it ain't yours. That china that you're saving for when company come over, you might as well go and let your husband eat out of it because it ain't yours.